Alright, and we're recording. Hey gang, Andy here, and welcome to my first vlog of 2023. So, this video, we're going to be going over my New Year's resolutions, as well as other things. So, first thing I want to talk about is the rearrangement of the room. So I'll give you a very scuffed room tour, just to show you what I all did. So first I moved my coffee table with microwave and all that kind of stuff over to the side here, and I had to spread out the fridge and my clothes hamper and all this other stuff to make room for it. So it's in its own little nook now. Used to be over there, but now it's there. I moved my desk back to where it used to be, but instead of it facing out, it's facing towards the wall. And I just did this for logistical reasons, make it a bit easier. And I now have room over this away, a little past the table there, for my microphone to stand when I'm not in use. So that way it's pretty easy access if I want to go live or whatever the case. And finally, if you didn't notice already, I moved the bed back to its original position. So it'll just be, again, easier for me to set up this camera because it's just where my chair would be. So I could just move the chair off and just plop this down for filming, move the mic a little bit closer, and just makes for easy access to making vids. Plus, it gave me a chance to vacuum in spots I don't normally vacuum in, so give the room a nice, good New Year's clean, as per Japanese tradition. So new room, new year, new me. So starting off New Year's resolutions, the first one that I want to talk about is me really cutting down on drinking alcohol. So I noticed, especially in these past 4 months, that I was really hitting the sauce a little too hard. Time's recording, I'm 37 years old, Sanju Nanasai. I can't exactly hang like I used to back in my Navy days, drinking wise. But also I noticed just drinking day to day isn't all that great for my physical or mental health. Don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna quit drinking entirely, but I'm just gonna quit on the day-to-day drinking. So I'll probably just reserve drinking for either the weekends or just hanging out with my friends. Usually both, if we're being honest here. And the next resolution that I want to talk about is finding a visa-sponsored job. That's basically been my main job since graduating from college back in August. So I can get that work visa and continue my stay out here in Japan. Because I've been here for over 3 years now, and you know, despite a lot of setbacks and disadvantages here, overall I like the country. It's a nice place to live, low cost of living, good healthcare, don't have to worry about getting a vehicle because I can just ride the train everywhere. And the third resolution that I want to talk to you guys about is making more content. I noticed, painfully so, just how little content I made back in 2022, and I just want to apologize for the really gross lack of output last year. But last year at college do be like that. I really noticed the lack of output from me on my channel through the compilation videos that I put together at the end of the year. And the Andy Japanese series came down to a very paltry, 22 minutes of content all year? Like, what the hell happened, man? And hell, even the vlogs were down to I think less than 2.5 hours for the entire year, mind you. And I'm seeking to resolve that. Now, obviously, first and foremost, got to get the job to get the visa so I can continue my stay out here, use the job to pay to support myself, be able to go on other adventures as well. So that's got to get taken care of first and foremost. I do want to be making more of that quality content that I keep on talking about. I want to do more live streams. I want to do IRL live streams, but obviously right now, IRL live streams are a bit limited for me due to data limitations as well as gear limitations, which again, once I get the full-time gig and start getting paid on the regular, I'm going to get some new equipment as well. I already have my eye on a few phones. And then as far as live streaming goes, definitely want to do more of that as well, because I really do enjoy doing live streams, but you know, I just want to really change up the content of those as well. I don't want to just come on and just chat with you guys. Like, I do enjoy chatting with you guys, don't get me wrong, but I want to talk about other things as well and do other types of content. And it could lead to stuff that may be a bit different from what you're used to on this channel. So I just want to give y'all fair head of warning. If I put out some weird shit, I mean, you know, so if I put out some weird shit, it's not going to be too out of left field. You're not like wondering like, what's going on? And plus, you guys seem pretty receptive to other types of content aside from Japan stuff. So, you know, like the whole Mr. Peachy thing. I know a lot of people have been wanting him to come back, and I want him to come back, but yeah, I just want him to come back in the right way. So right now we're working a little behind the scenes to get that going. It's not going to be an overnight thing, of course, but just working, and we're definitely going to make something happen. Obviously, with YouTube prioritizing short form content, that's something that inevitably I'll have to end up doing as well. Mostly just stuff from my older catalog. The Q&A Andy Japan series seems to be perfect for shorts form content because I can just cut up the individual questions into shorts. But I also want to incorporate some older content as well, just to really, you know, give it some new life. And, you know, especially for newer viewers who might not have been around when I was stationed in Yokosuka, or even when I first came back to Japan. You know, I just want to give those videos another chance as well. And then as far as the main content goes, the main bread and butter of the Andy Japani channel, like I said, and have been saying for a while, to the point of where I'm blue in the face, I do have plenty of ideas. It's going to be a bit of a process as other things in the IRL fall into place. Once we get the ball rolling, once I get that full-time gig and have a more set schedule for work, I want to really make content on a consistent basis. You know, I've been on this platform for going on 17 years as of March coming up here. You know, I was always kind of putting everything off due to work or school or something else going on. But now that I have to worry about school, at least, I mean, obviously still have to worry about work, but school is in the back view mirror. Don't have to worry about that anymore. I could focus on the side my own content, because, you know, I've had a lot of ideas and I've pitched them to people before. You know, they've kind of been met with some resistance, or maybe the idea just wasn't for them. I still have that creative edge and that creative itch to make stuff. And I originally thought that kind of my way to become a full-time creator would be to work for other creators. And I still believe in that, you know, whether it's as an editor, camera person, both. You know, once we get that established, I want to, you know, continue to build upon my own content and not have to rely on putting together other people's stuff as my only means of becoming a full-time creator. And again, like I've said before, because I'm positive I mentioned this in an earlier vlog, I'd say overall my goal is to become a full-time creator. And it's not going to be an overnight thing. I understand that, so don't go freaking out in the comments. It's definitely going to be a very much a work in process. It may take me years to even come close to realizing that, or it could take a few months. It's just a matter of putting in the work, showing up on time, and carrying on smartly. And the fourth and final resolution that I have is to move to a new place. While I've been staying at this guest house for most of my time since being back in Japan, I'd say we're going on like, 2.5 years? While it's perfectly fine guest house, great place, very convenient, very cheap as well, most importantly. I'm gonna get my own private room, I can do whatever. I think it's just time to move on to greener pastures, if you will. Obviously, this is all contingent on the job. I'm looking at different places, namely around the Shonan area. I can't quit you, Shonan. I just can't. You know, the property there is pretty cheap, and it's in a very low-stress environment. I'm looking at property, namely in like the Fujisawa, Ofuna type area, just because it's easier to commute to Tokyo that way while still being very close to the beaches and things. If I was able to work remotely, then I'd definitely move a lot closer to the beach. But I'd say overall it's a pretty fair trade. You know, living by Fujisawa, I still get a lot of the same creature comforts that I did living in the bigger cities, but I'm still close enough to the beach to where I can go there and chill out, and I'm still within commuting distance to Tokyo. It's gonna be a lot longer than it is here in Kawasaki, but it is still doable. And I've talked with a lot of people who've made the move down to Fujisawa, and while they say, yeah, there's a lot of disadvantages to moving further south, the advantages are much higher. And just the quality of life and the difference in mental health, on a positive note, is tremendous. And it's definitely worth the effort from what they've told me anyway. And hell, even just being in that area, hanging out with my friends or just by myself, I can't help but, be drawn to that area. It's got me, Like I said, these resolutions aren't going to be an overnight thing. I'm not going to wake up on the beach tomorrow, but those are the goals that I'm going to be working towards moving forward into this year, 2023. With that said, guys, this is Andy. It's not for now. As always, forever. We'll see you next time. Catch you later, guys. Bye. Today, guys, I quit my job. But before I talk about it, let's go on a little trip. So yeah, guys, we out here at Chigasaki Beach in Chigasaki, Kanagawa, Japan, and feels good to be out and about, enjoying the nice weather. I even had to take my my coat off because it's actually not that bad out, to be honest. It's a little breezy, but not too bad. This shirt, lovely shirt from Nonsense. Fuck the noise, by the way. It's nice and thick, so it's not too bad. Just sitting out here chilling with the sun beating on my face. So let's get into talking about why I left. So, as you guys know, I graduated from my university, Lakeland University, Japan, August of 2022, woo, just last year, time's recording, and spirits are running high. You know, it's the first of my family to graduate, felt like things are finally on the up and up for the old Andy San Samadeshta, and was ready to move on to the next phase of my life and to find a job so I can get a work visa and continue my stay out here in Japan. It took me about 3 weeks after I graduated to find a job, and it was just a little part-time job. I'm not going to get into who my employer was or anything like that, just for privacy reasons, but suffice it to say, they allowed me to use my creative skills and let me do a lot of photography, videography for their company, and things were going pretty well for a while. You know, even though I wasn't getting paid a whole lot initially, the reason I took the gig was they were looking to eventually hire for full-time and to increase my salary. You know, I went out with the boss and she said that, you know, you could see double, maybe even triple your salary in the next coming months. So I figured, you know, we'll just kind of we'll just kind of gut through it for the time being, and then we'll eventually get that bump in pay and the full-time gig and the visa and all that fun stuff. Needless to say, spoiler alert, didn't happen, but it took me a while to just kind of realize that what they hired me for wasn't quite what they were looking for. You know, because for me, I just wanted to make videos and photos and stuff, and then put them up on their website and their social media and just kind of go from there. But they were looking for more of a marketing strategist, someone who's good with numbers and presentations and can, you know, put together a nice PowerPoint presentation. And to be honest, that's not really me. You know, I'm much more in tune with intuition and things, and of course I can point to examples of where utilizing social media and stuff helped to better a business. I pointed to several of them, in fact, for my interview. They were very impressed with that, which is how I got the job in the first place. But they were just looking for somebody to just bump their numbers to make them look good. You know, they didn't really care about building up any sort of brand awareness and doing things, you know, the right way. They just wanted a bunch of fancy numbers they can look at and, you know, just brag to their friends about how many subscribers and how many views their videos got, and use that as leverage without actually putting in the work, you know. And I'd made several videos for them in the almost 6 months since working for them. I had put together, before I left, I'd put together a total of about 31 to 35 videos in total. Yeah, sorry about the interruption. The Seahawks were flying overhead and I was getting a little worried they were going to start swooping down, even though I don't have any food, so sorry guys. But in any event, like I was saying, we put together a whole bunch of stuff. Well, I put together a whole bunch of stuff for them. I was the only one who knew how to edit videos and, you know, did their photography and things like that. And, you know, I would share photos and videos and stuff so that way the other interns could get them out on social media and stuff. And when I first started working for them, I was pretty much like the only one involved with marketing, whether it came to putting stuff up on the website or their social media, making videos, going out and filming, taking pictures of stuff. That was all me, and it was really rough at first, but like the boss said, you know, once we get some more people in, then, you know, you'll be able to take a different role and you'll be able to just make videos and stuff. So I was like, all right, cool. Eventually I just kind of gommoned through it, and once they started hiring some new interns, then a lot of my roles and responsibilities were given to them. So I would just hand off the video footage and the pictures and stuff like that to them. They'll put it up on the websites and stuff and just kind of go from there. Sorry, the hawks are still flying overhead. Swear I ain't got no food, guys. So anyway, when the holidays came last year, they had left to go see family and stuff. And they pretty much kind of eased up on me. So I took that time to just grind, work on videos, and when they came back from holiday, the idea was we were gonna launch a new YouTube channel and just put out all the new videos and just go gangbusters with it. They pulled me into a meeting, and I'm not gonna get into the full detail of the conversation, but basically they were not pleased with the fact that I was still working on the videos. They wanted a full marketing strategy on how everything was going to pan out. They wanted like numbers and graphs and all this other anecdotal evidence, and they also wanted me to do the videos, and they also wanted me to revise certain things. And meanwhile, they hadn't like talked to me at all the past like month or two, and now they're just coming back and they're just hammering me with all this stuff. Meanwhile, I was just constantly giving them progress reports and everything, and not even so much as a, okay, Andy, good job. Just nothing. So after that meeting, they didn't say this directly, of course, but they gave me the idea that you're basically either gonna have to quit or we're gonna fire your ass. So that's when I quickly put together a plan to get out of there. Because I already was looking for another job at that point, because like I said, the pay is really low, the commute is just god-awful, and they were just really starting to wear on my patience, and they were expecting way too much for me for how little they were paying me. But after that meeting, which was last month, I decided to just say, fuck it, put in my notice, because I just gotten real sick and tired of how they were treating me. And I felt like I had gone above and beyond for that company. I brought in my own equipment, I bought extra equipment to use for those shoots, and they just didn't care. They just wanted a whole fuck ton of videos, and they just didn't care. Pretty much put me in a quit or get fired kind of situation. So I was like, I bet. So put in my notice. Was looking for other positions, continuing to anyway. I ran across some people. Actually, it was out in Shonan, oddly enough. Not in Chigasaki, but elsewhere. And he had a friend who was looking to leave their position, and they were looking for someone to take their place. So again, just for privacy reasons, I'm not going to get into who it was or what the position is or any of that stuff, because privacy, and also at the time of this recording, it's not exactly a done deal yet. So don't want to jinx it, right? But basically they kind of gave me the rundown of what the position is. It's not a creative position. It's not like me shooting videos and stuff. It's much more administrative, but it does utilize certain aspects of my career that I can handle. We'll just put it that way for the time being. Maybe later I'll talk about it, but for now I'll just leave it at that. So I got his contact info, sent him my resume. He sent his resume up to a supervisor, then sent me a link to the actual job just to apply as a formality. Got that all set up, got my first interview set up with the company. They really liked me, sent me up for a second interview. They really liked me. And right now, time's recording, I'm just waiting on a response from them just to see if, I'm good to go or maybe not so much. And that's where things stand right now. Obviously, they're not the only ones that I'm talking to right now. I have a bunch of other potential jobs lined up right now, just in case they decide to reject me for whatever reason. The main hiring season in Japan is well upon us. Usually around late February, early March is when you see a lot of people looking to hire out in Japan. And just for the record, technically yes, Japan is always hiring, just like any country. But I'm talking like the main hiring seasons are usually in the spring, so around, like I said, late February, March, leading into probably the end of April, early May. So this is kind of high time to really be getting into job hunting and actually seeing some success from that. So I've applied to a couple other different companies. I have some others just bookmarked for the time being. So if things fall through, we got those to rely on. I still have my freelance gigs. So I'll have those to rely on, as well as some savings and things. Not much, but I have a little bit saved up, and some other means of making money should things go sideways. But overall, man, in a long roundabout way, I'm feeling very positive about the future. For the first time in a long time, I feel free. You know, this is technically my first day not working for that company anymore, and it feels good, man. It feels good. Just waiting for this prospective company to give me a call back, and I already told them that the first day I could start would be next Monday, time's recording. So, you know, if they give me the go-ahead, I'll just take this week off, chill out, maybe work on a few videos here and there for myself or for others. Don't know yet. See where things go. But yeah, feeling really good. Like I was saying in some of my other videos, you know, it's just been all smiles since that second interview. And you know, there've been some moments of nervousness, and especially for me, I don't like to just quit a job without already having one lined up, even though I'm pretty sure, you know, that this job is gonna accept me. But they haven't given me a job offer for certain yet. But that's not something I normally do. Normally, if I were to quit a job, I would already have one lined up, put in my 2 weeks, and deuce. But I don't know, man. Something deep inside was telling me, you just got to get the fuck out of there, man. You know, you've been there too long. They're just gonna continue to wear you down. They don't really give a shit about you, and you just need to move on. So that's what I did. And honestly, overall, with the company I just quit, I will say that I did enjoy making the videos and taking the pictures and going to all these cool places. I really did enjoy that. And my coworkers were great as well. I didn't really talk to them too much because obviously language barrier, and also I was busy with videos and stuff anyway. But, you know, for a couple minutes, just kind of in between stuff, we talk a little bit, and they're lovely people as well. But didn't quite get along so well with the head honcho. So that kind of led me to quitting the position. Among the other reasons I said earlier: low pay, shit commute, and really no chance for advancement, because I was the only video guy and they weren't looking to hire other video people. You know, even after I put in my notice, you know, I'd mention to them, like, if you're looking to train somebody or have me hand off footage to somebody for them to put together, I'm more than happy to help however I can during this process. And they never said a word about that. They just wanted me to keep working on the videos and, you know, do a bunch of edits and stuff for videos that were already done and uploaded and ready to go. Just kind of goes to show where their thoughts were with the whole YouTube thing. So, yeah. So, just want to thank you guys for tuning in to this long, rambly ass vlog on the beach out here at Chigasaki. It's a lovely place, by the way. From here, it's onward and upward. Feeling real positive about things moving forward. So, with that said, guys, this is Andy, signing for now. As always, forever. We'll see you next time. Catch you later, guys. Bye. Alright, and we're recording. Hey gang, Andy here. Welcome to a brand new vlog on a brand new channel, Andy Life in Video. So, I have some major announcements to make as it involves this channel and the future of Andy Japandy. So, that said, let's get into it. And first thing I want to announce is the future of Andy Japandi. So I decided to move all of the Andy Japandi content over to its original channel because I managed to get the handle for Andy Japandi. That's the new YouTube sort of terminology for like custom URLs. It used to be custom URLs, now it's handles, whatever. But I managed to get the handle for Andy Japandi on the previous channel that was Andy Japandi. So I decided to move all the Andy Japandi stuff over to that channel. Well, with a caveat, because instead of moving all of the individual videos like I would normally do when doing channel migration, I decided to instead just move over the Andy Japandi related compilations. So if you guys still want to see all the old Andy Japandi stuff, the individual videos are still on this channel, but if you just want that marathon experience, they're over on the Andy Japandi channel. And moving forward, that's where all of my Japan themed content is going to be. So youtube.com/@AndyJapandi. That's the place to be. So I just want to say thanks to everybody who's tuned into this channel for as long as you have, for tuning in for the Japan content, things like that. But that's going to be over at the new channel. It was actually the original Andy Japandi channel that I started many years ago when I first came back to Japan. I wanted to make it its own dedicated channel, so we got it back, baby. And that's where all the new content's going to be moving forward. So hope you guys subscribe, stay tuned for more. Now, as for this channel, you might be wondering what the heck is going on with the branding for this channel. So this channel has been renamed Andy Life in Video, and I actually did this channel name a while ago, but didn't really get the time to sit down and work on a logo or any of this other stuff until yesterday. And now they got the new logo, new cover photo, and all this kinds of stuff. I think it's time to make it official and relaunch this channel as Andy Life in Video. Now, what this channel is going to be about is it's going to cover basically like personal vlogs, personal life stuff, updates, things like that. And it's also going to be a place where I can experiment with new types of content. Like I said, I have a whole bunch of content ideas written down and just some other things that I've been brainstorming over these past few weeks. And I was just thinking like, man, I really want to make a video on this subject, or make a video reacting to this or doing that. But it's like, well, you know, my audience is mostly here for like Japan content. And it's really not going to work, and just, you know, stuff like that. So that's why I decided to separate church and state, if you will, and spin off Andy Japandi into its own thing, and then have this channel open for personal life stuff as well as just experiments in creating that quality content. And obviously I know they're not all going to be hits. You guys aren't all going to like everything. They can't all be winners, right? But I think it's important to experiment if you're a creative individual like myself. And who knows, maybe what you learn in making something might lead to something else, or you might be able to incorporate little bits from that failure into a new project that succeeds. I mean, just looking back, my Let's Play days as Andy Cade, I even had my own dedicated channel, but that's long been terminated for reasons I don't even know. YouTube didn't give me one. But just what I learned from making Let's Play videos in that brief period of time has really carried over into what I do even now. Just, you know, really favoring higher quality production, learning how to edit audio. That's a major one that I learned while I was doing Let's Plays. And yeah, you know, it's just even though the channel itself and the videos themselves didn't really get me anywhere, view-wise or subscriber-wise or any of that, and the channel ended up getting terminated anyway, just what I learned from making that content still sticks with me, even today. So you can still succeed even from your failures. That's what I'm trying to say. So, and then edit with Andy, still edit with Andy. I recently posted a new tutorial on that channel, so I'm hoping to, you know, make tutorials for that channel, and then some other types of content, you know, geared more towards like freelancing, some creator economy type stuff, things like that. Just, when I can, when I'm able. I'm not too busy making content for other people and living a life whenever I can. We'll be doing all that. So, yeah, that's the major announcements as far as channel changes, content changes, things like that. So, with that said, let's get into some personal news. So, as you guys know, I quit my job beginning of February this year, 2023. And I've still been on the job hunt. We're going on about 2-3 weeks now, something like that. And I've gotten a fair bit of interviews, actually. So this is around the time that Japan likes to hire. It's just peak hiring season for newbies. And so I've been getting a lot more interviews than I normally have been, where I just send out my application and it just kind of goes out in the ether. Like I don't hear anything back from recruiters, or they just give me the, well, we like you, but you're just not qualified. So, ganbari mashou, Andy-san. Overall, I'm feeling pretty positive about things moving forward. Especially getting more interviews. That means that there's, something good is bound to happen at some point, right? And it feels good, man, And also, with the weather starting to slowly warm up and stuff like that, there's going to be a lot more events being held out here as well. So I've been going to a lot more social gatherings, hanging out with friends and stuff like that. I was even on a couple of live streams, just people going around Yogi Park and live streaming them, and they came and interviewed us. So I thought that was kind of interesting. I was just sitting there eating a chicken wrap, and they were just coming, hado, just interviewing us and stuff like that. So that was kind of cute. And yeah, just looking forward to get out more, making more vids, and stuff like that, And once I get the new job lined up, then I'll be able to put out content on a more regular basis and won't feel like I have to, just be on my computer all the time looking for freelance gigs, looking for new jobs, things like that, because I already have a job, or at least I will once I get the job, So, and it'll just allow me to create content on a more consistent basis, because I noticed even when I was stationed in Yokosuka and was working like 12, 15-hour shifts a day, I would still get content out pretty regularly, and I think it's because I had like a schedule, like every weekend, if I didn't have duty or if we weren't going underway or whatever, I would just go out to Tokyo or some other part, Kanagawa, whatever, make a video, and then during the week when I'd come home, I would edit it little piece by piece back in the day and just have a video up once a week, and I think that was a pretty good system, but I noticed once I started focusing more on freelance work, especially as regular work started to dry up, it really changed my relationship with making content. And I definitely want to get into this a bit more, because I think it is a pretty interesting, albeit a little bit of a cautionary tale in wanting to make content full-time, so I think we'll save it for another time as far as getting into the deep dives. But yeah, man, overall, I'd say things are definitely on the up and up. We're definitely going to be getting a new job very soon, hopefully, fingers crossed. And we'll be able to move forward to the next piece of business. So with all that said, guys, this is Andy, signing off for now, and as always, forever, we'll see you next time. Catch you later, guys. Bye. Hey guys, Andy here, and welcome to my 17-year YouTube anniversary. Just wild to think about. It's been nearly 2 decades since I first started this very YouTube channel that you're watching me on right now. So, March 1st, 2006, or March 2nd, 2006 if you're living in Japan, I started this very YouTube channel. So today, I figured I'd answer a few questions, about 17 to be exact. So, with that said, let's get into it. So question 1. What inspired you to become a YouTuber? So initially, I didn't even really want to be a YouTuber. I was more than happy just leaving comments on my favorite creators' channels and subscribing to them and just watching their stuff when it came out. But funny thing happens when you're on YouTube for a while, you start to get the itch to do it yourself. So eventually, about 2 years later to be exact, I got my own camera and from there started making content on the regular. Now, as far as the early YouTubers that inspired me, 2 names come to mind. I think those who've followed me for a while now know who those 2 names are, and that's Tokyo Kuni and, of course, the late great Roger Swan. So Swan in particular was very inspirational for me because we were around the same age, and then when he passed, sadly, in 2010, that really gave me a lot of motivation to continue making videos and just documenting my journey because, as we all know, tomorrow's not guaranteed. So question number 2, how did you grow your channel? So for me, like I said, early days of YouTube, I was just leaving comments on other people's videos and interacting with them and stuff like that. And back in the day, YouTube also had the response feature as well, but they've sadly phased that one out. But when I first started making my own YouTube videos, I basically just continued on making comments on other people's videos. And then they would go to my channel because they noticed I was a bit of a regular in their comments, and they would say, "Oh yeah, you made a video about this," or "You were talking about this," or "Hey, you're thinking about coming to Japan? That's really cool, dude," or just stuff like that, just kind of keep the conversation going. And from there, that allowed me to network with a lot of Japan-based YouTubers. So by the time I was stationed in Yokosuka in 2013, about 10 years ago this year, actually, fuck, I'm old. By the time I actually got out here, I already pretty much knew everybody that was out here, or at least a good majority of people. And so when I would go to the get-togethers and stuff, I already pretty much knew everybody, and there was no big introduction. They're just like, "Oh my God, Andy, you're here. What's up, dude?" You know, a lot of them were approaching me instead of me approaching them. So it was kind of strange, you know, because I figured I was just this kind of nobody, and then you get all these big names coming in like, "Andy, what's up, dude?" Or even people that weren't in the scene or around the same size as me, you know, coming and approaching me for stuff. It's like, "Oh, hey, what's up, guys?" You know, I was just a little nervous, but very excited, and just a good time, you know? So question number 3, when did you realize that your YouTube hobby could become a career? Well, honestly, it was when I started doing freelance video editing. Back in 2015, when I got out of the US Navy and was going back to college after a decade of being out of the system, I was a little lost, to say the least, you know, just readjusting back to American life, civilian life, college student life. It was a lot to take in, going from 60 to 0, you know, just turning and burning, being forward deployed out in 7th Fleet, to doing assignments and just being by yourself. You know, it really takes a toll on the old head brain. And I was in a line group talking with some of my friends, and one of them just so happened to be doing YouTube regularly. And keep in mind, back then, making daily content was highly encouraged by the algorithm. So this person was making content daily, and they were just on a real hot streak, really making it happen on YouTube. And one day their hard drive had crashed, and so they were complaining in the line group, like, "Oh shit, my hard drive crashed. I don't know what I'm gonna do." So I just made the offer. I didn't even think anything of it. I was just helping out a friend. It's like, "Hey man, you know, you got the raw files and stuff, right? Just send me those, and I can get your intro, outro from one of your old videos, and you know, I can just put something together just until you get your computer fixed," and you know, just helping out a friend once again. And then by the time they actually got their computer fixed, they decided to just bring me on as their main editor. They're like, "Yeah, why don't you just like be my editor? You know, you could be like Barry from Game Grumps." And I was like, I hadn't really thought about that before, you know, because I always thought that if I was gonna, you know, make it on YouTube, it would be through my own merits and through my own content. Never really thought of, you know, helping somebody else with their videos. And it just kind of grew from there. You know, I started working with their channel, and then they introduced me to other people, and then those people introduced me to other people. And then as I continued networking with other people, it grew pretty exponentially. And I was doing little one-off gigs, and then I had some recurring gigs, and it just kind of blossomed So question number 4. What's the most exciting event or moment you've experienced since becoming a YouTuber? Well, gotta say, hands down, it's the YouTube gatherings out here in Japan. So traditionally, they've been a seasonal event. So during YouTube Hanami, or cherry blossom blooming time in the spring, that's been a very long storied gathering point for J-vloggers, Japan vloggers, but that's since branched out to other social media. Got a lot of Twitch streamers, as well as some TikTokers, Instagram influencers, and just other people, you know? So you don't have to be on the social medias to interact with us. We don't bite hard, but yeah, I'd say just networking with other people, other YouTubers, and just kind of talking shop and just getting to bond with them and doing collabs and stuff like that. That's just been integral to my experience here on YouTube. You know, it's one thing to leave comments and stuff like that, but it's a whole nother thing to see people IRL and get to interact with them and stuff. It's a lot of fun, this whole YouTube thing. So question number 5. What do you think sets you apart from other J-vloggers? So what I think sets me apart is my experience. I have wildly different experiences than most J-vloggers who typically come out here on either the JET program, or they manage to get a job teaching English, or if you're not American, you come over on a working holiday visa, pick up a job at like an Eikaiwa or something like that, and you just kind of get in that way. But for me, I originally came here as a member of the US Navy. I was stationed in Yokosuka for 2 years, and then when I got out, went back to school for a little bit in America, didn't really dig it too much, found out you could actually go to school out here in Japan. So I came back as a student to study under the GI Bill, documented my whole experience and everything. And then now I'm here just looking for full-time work. So I've kind of run the gamut in terms of different ways that you can spend your time out here in Japan. And also, I kind of consider myself to be like the Forrest Gump of J-vloggers, in that I'm kind of like in a lot of other people's videos, or like other people with way bigger audiences than me know who I am. And it's kind of weird. Like I go to these meetings expecting to like introduce myself, and they're like, "Oh, Andy, I know who you are." I was like, "Oh, yeah, I watch your stuff all the time." Oh, you know, so it's pretty wild, man. So question number 6, where do you envision yourself and your channel in the coming years? So gotta say, been at this for quite a long time and don't have any plans of stopping anytime soon. So I would imagine that once I become gainfully employed, I'll finally, at long last, get myself a regular update schedule and be able to upload more consistently than I was before. And from there, just continue to grow and continue to build relationships and make that quality content. And then as for the personal life stuff, I'm kind of looking to move a bit further south in Kanagawa near the beach and just kind of go from there, basically. So question number 7, if there's one thing you could change about YouTube or social media, what would it be? Well, for me, I really miss the good old days, quote unquote, of communities being more supportive of each other. And you still kind of see little pockets of it here and there, but there was really a big sense of community, more so back in the day than there is now. But it is starting to come back very slowly but surely. So yeah, I'd definitely say just a real sense of community rather than an us versus them sort of mentality, I think is what's really needed on YouTube and social media in general. So question number 8, which YouTuber do you follow the most? Well, for me, I mean, the obvious answer would be like Chris Broad from Abroad in Japan. Been following him for a number of years now. And I've also been following the Trash Taste Boys on the Trash Taste podcast. So Giguk, Connor, CDogVA, and Joey the Anime Man. So I've been following them individually on their own channels for a number of years now. Garnt especially so, because he's been doing it the longest. And just kind of following their adventures together, separately, and then just their interactions with other people, just kind of seeing more of like an extended universe, if you will, kind of grow from those interactions is really awesome, and it's introduced me to so many new characters and new YouTubers and VTubers and all kinds of other people that I otherwise wouldn't have known about. So question number 9, who's the most inspirational person to you? So gotta say, hands down, gotta be my mom, because that's who I get my insane work ethic from. And, you know, just kind of looking back at my childhood, I know I didn't always have the nicest things or grew up in the nicest of neighborhoods, but I knew my mom just, you know, had to do the best she could with what she had, and she always made it happen somehow, some way. So just having that sort of hustler mentality of just getting shit done however you can has really helped me, especially doing freelance work and just reaching out, networking, and just getting myself out there and doing stuff, you know. It's really given me that extra bit of motivation, if you will. So yeah, definitely my mom. My mom. So question number 10, the perfect 10. What's the best comment you've ever received? Well, I received a lot of great comments over the years, so it's hard for me to narrow it down to just one, but I will say that the best comments are definitely the ones of people who I've inspired to make a positive change in their lives, whether it is to lose some weight, to join the military in general, going to study abroad in Japan or elsewhere, and just otherwise make a good positive change in their life. You know, just seeing all those comments really touches me in the old kokoro in the heart, and really gives me meaning and purpose to making videos other than to just satisfy my ego or whatever. You know, I realize that there's actual people on the other side of the screen, and it just really does my heart good to see, you know, people making a positive change just by watching little old me. So keep up the good work. Proud of ya. So question number 11. This question goes to 11. How do you manage your time between work and life? So that's something that's been very hard for me to deal with, in all honesty, because especially as a freelancer, you feel like you always have to be on to continue to get gigs and network and, you know, make more videos, and just there's always this pressure to be on. And especially with me and my insane work ethic, it helps, you know, kind of push me through the tough times. And sometimes I just got to recognize that it's okay to not make a video today, or it's okay to not send out emails to people, and it's okay to just be me, you know, just go out, eat some food, go walk around, and just exist. You know, it's okay. Just kind of paying attention to your body and your needs, you know, especially as I've gotten older. You know, it's something that's not necessarily a want, but more of a need at this point. Everybody's balance is a little different, but ultimately, if you just pay attention to your body, set healthy boundaries, you'll be well on your way. So question number 12, have you ever had any setbacks? And if so, what were some of them? Well, I've had many setbacks in my life, and several of them have led to even greater opportunities. Like, I could go back and list some of the major ones, like getting kicked out of the Navy for being too fat. But, you know, getting kicked out was the best decision that had ever happened, and led me to coming back to Japan, studying abroad, getting my education, and working to continue my stay out in this country. I try to maintain a positive attitude about a lot of setbacks. I mean, in the moment, it can really suck, and it's okay to acknowledge those feelings in the moment, which has led to many a Twitter rant. But it is what it is, and you just got to realize that it's part of the process. You know, you just got to acknowledge that you're in a shit situation, and once you've acknowledged it, kind of vented a little bit, got it out of your system, then time to put on the working shoes and get to work on how to fix it. So question number 13, what do you do about nasty or negative commenters? So this is an issue that's plagued me since day one, baby, 17 years ago. And I'll say that the pain never really goes away, but you do get a little better at dealing with it over time, to steal a line from Jessica Negri. So it took me a lot of time to kind of deal with a lot of that, because especially early on, I was very self-critical and really took the comments to heart, and it was very hard for me to deal with that stuff. And it still kind of hurts a little even today, but I've learned to compartmentalize it a little better. So I would say that ultimately they are people at the end of the day, for better or worse. They don't really know you in real life. They don't have the full context of who you are and why you do the things that you do. So why would you give their opinions as much weight as you do? Just acknowledge that that is their opinion. You know, they have the right to say those things, and you also have a right to block and move on as well. So question number 14, what kind of equipment would you recommend to a newcomer? So the answer that I give to everybody who's looking to get started on YouTube or any other social media really is to use what you have. Thankfully, these days, you can pretty much do everything on your phone. You can edit, you can live stream, you can shoot videos, take pictures, do all kinds of stuff, all on the phone. So you don't even need a fancy computer, a light, or a microphone, or any of this stuff to make YouTube videos. Just need a phone and a couple good ideas, and that's pretty much it. And from there, you can decide whether or not to upgrade your equipment, get that fancy camera, get that nice light, get that nice microphone, and the nice computer setup, or just continue making videos on your phone or GoPro or whatever else you got. So yeah, just start with what you have and work your way up. So question 15, is there anyone you'd like to partner up with on a special episode? Well, I mean, the obvious choice would be like Chris Broad from Abroad in Japan. Another one I'd love to collaborate with, even though it's probably not going to happen, would be Tokyo Kuni. I know he's lived in Japan for many years. He's the OG J-vlogger and one of my main inspirations for making YouTube videos in the first place. And if he managed to scratch out a little bit of time and make a quick trip to Tokyo, love to collaborate with him if he's watching. I don't know. But who knows if that'll happen. But aside from him, if we're going like long shot, probably, some of the Trash Taste boys would be cool. I'd probably get along the best with Garnt, I'd feel, just because we're about the same age and we have kind of a similar mentality and agreement on certain things. Not all things, mind you, but I feel like, we could get on pretty easily. So that'd be a fun collab. So question sweet 16. On average, how long does it take for you to put out a video? So ultimately, depends on the level of complexity of the video. For something like this, it may only take a few hours, between filming the video, putting it together in Adobe Premiere, doing all the little tweaks and peaks with the audio and the music and all that kinds of stuff, uploading it, things like that. Could take a few hours, but yeah, for something a bit more complex, it might take a few days or hell, even a week or two. I've had some videos take me a little bit longer than others, not just because of complexity, but also because of other editing commitments and just other commitments in real life. So I may only have a small amount of time to work on my own projects because other stuff takes priority. And it also may be due to complexity as well. So it's just kind of a mixture of those two things. But on average, I'd say probably a few hours or a couple days. And the last question, question 17. Any advice you'd like to give to budding YouTubers? Well, I could say a lot about my experiences on YouTube, and I have a lot of little bits of advice here and there, but ultimately, it does come down to kind of the basics that everybody says to get you going, and that is to use what you have to get you started, find out stuff you like, and just start making videos on that. And then from there, just tweak things here and there, just maybe edit a little bit better in this spot, or, maybe find ways to improve the audio or improve the lighting or whatever the case may be. There's always something you can improve on with your videos, but you can only do that if you make videos. So don't get freaked out if like your first 10 or hell, even your first 100 videos don't do all that well. You just got to work on getting a little better each time. And before you know it, you might be on YouTube for 17 years talking about back in my day, we didn't have cellular telephones that did the cameras. Instagram wasn't even around back then. AdSense wasn't even owned by Google. And they're like, okay, Grandpa, let's get you back to your chair. So yeah, just make stuff you like and make it a little better each time. So yeah, guys, that was my 17-year YouTube anniversary Q&A spectacular. I'm really sweating in this room because I have the windows closed and the air turned off. So I'm gonna be getting out of here. So I just want to say thanks to everybody who's watched this far and has watched my videos over the years, whether you just decide to sign on and be a subscriber, or you've been following me for several years or decade plus. Just want to say thanks. And we're gonna take it back old school for this one. So for you old schoolers, this is Andy, signing for now. Thanking you guys, Poop, for tuning into this channel and others. Also want to thank you guys for liking the thumbs or stars for you old schoolers. Commenting, subscribing, send a few friends to the party. And hey, as I've been saying for 17 years, as always, we'll see you next time. Catch you later, guys. Bye. Hey guys, Andy here. And today I have some amazing news to share with y'all. So that's why we're doing it raw. Also, I have some stuff I got to take care of today. So I'm actually heading out here shortly. So that's why I can't really sit down to edit this thing. So we're doing it on the phone and we're doing it raw, baby. So I have both good news and some could be better news to share with you guys. And we'll start off with the good news. And that is, yeah, boy, finally got himself a new job. So thanks to my good friend Zach, also known as Phoenix787, Zach Phoenix online. He's the main organizer for the YouTube Hanami and a bunch of other Tokyo get-togethers for creatives. So speaking of which, the YouTube Hanami is going to be on April 1st. Be sure to hit him up for more details and things like that. And I'm sure he's going to be putting out some promotional videos as well, coming up here quite shortly because Hanami's, like 3 weeks away or so, time of this recording. So be sure to hit him up for more details on that, but just know it's coming soon. So I've had some people ask me, well, Andy San, we want to meet up with you and stuff. And I didn't really feel confident about holding my own meetups just yet. But I'm always at these little creator get-togethers and stuff like that. So if you guys want to meet up with me, I'm there. So just come around and find me. Not a hard man to find. But anyway, getting on to more of my new job. And with that, it's basically doing what I was doing before with video editing, shooting, a little bit of SNS, social media work, stuff like that. It's just kind of a combination of a bunch of little jobs rather than just one major job. And I'm working with Zach and his partners on things for the different clients that they pull in. I help them with their social media, any sort of videos and social media presence and stuff they need help with. I'm there to help them out with all that. And the team, working with them, it's just completely night and day from my previous job. And it also helps that I'm not the only video guy on the team too. The reason that I was able to come on board was I was kind of talking with Zach about some stuff, and he's like, oh man, I'm just so busy with work and everything. And I was just like, well, why don't you have me come on board? I'm looking for work as it turns out. So just let me help you out a little bit. And, through talking with them and with his partners and stuff like that, we managed to, have a little powwow, and they decided to finally bring me on. So super stoked for that. I just started last week, time's recording. So I've been pretty busy these past few days. And it feels good, like I said, team's great, just complete night and day difference. They also said that I can work from home if I want to. So I only technically have to be in the office once a week so they can check in on me and run by some stuff with me, things like that. I also have to go to what the Japanese call gemba, which is basically, filming sessions, being on set, on scene for things like that. And no problems there as far as that goes. But even though I only technically have to be in the office once a week and go to the Gemba, I just been in the office pretty much all of last week, just hanging out and doing some work, and just kind of getting a beat on where things are within the office, and just trying to get myself settled in that environment. And it's been great. No complaints here. So now I guess we'll move on to the not so great news, and that is kind of the nature of my job. So it's not technically, official employment, it's freelance. So because of that, they can't offer me a visa directly, but they do have experience with getting visas for freelancers. And I'm not super knowledgeable about all the facets of that because there's a lot of legalese and technical terms that are involved with that, and I'm not very familiar with a lot of that stuff, so I can't really speak to it on this video. But they said that they know some people that can help me out with stuff like that, so trust their judgment and just kind of go from there, see if I can secure a visa and continue my stay out here in Japan. So yeah, overall feeling really excited. Just a complete night and day difference from where I was just last month, basically beginning of last month. Just a complete change of feeling of everything. Like before I quit my previous job, I was in a really low spot in my life because I'd already been applying to a bunch of other jobs. I had a few interviews, but they never really went anywhere. And I was just wondering, like, is this it? And thankfully I was able to find another job, and I was with my good friends and doing what I love. So all's well that ends well. And I'm hoping that once I get the visa situation sorted, then I can get some other stuff sorted in the IRL as well. Hey, that rhymed. But yeah, one of the things I want to do once I get the visa sorted is obviously move. I've been talking about it for a while, and it's not that I have a problem with this place at all. I actually really love this place, but I feel like it's just kind of time for me to move on to something else. So I'm looking at some places down in more southern Kanagawa, down in Shonan. And I'm also looking at some places that are a bit further away from the coast, namely in like Ofuna, Totsuka, that sort of area, because those areas are pretty well connected. So if I need to go to other parts of Kanagawa or up in Tokyo or whatever, it's easier for me to get there versus if I was much closer to the ocean. So I'm just kind of balancing some things out here and there, but it also helps that my current gig is very flexible with things. So, if it was hard for me to get to the office, I could go there a little less, or whatever the case may be. So, very thankful for that. And yeah, things are just definitely coming up handy japandy, gotta say. So I think that's gonna do it for this little raw vlog. And yeah, hope to be sharing some more good news with you guys very soon. And with that said, this is Andy. Signing for now. As always, forever. We'll see you next time. Catch you later, guys. Bye. Alright, I'm recording. Hey gang, Andy here, and welcome to a brand new vlog where I'm going to update you on what's been going on in my life, personally, professionally, and otherwise. So, with that said, let's jump right into it. And the first thing that I want to talk about is YouTube stuff, of course. So, with the Andy Japandy channel, I've very quietly moved the content over from that channel to this channel, Andy Life and Video. And the reason behind that is I'm just getting really busy with work, so it's going to be kind of hard to maintain those two channels in addition to work and other things. So I just decided to have the Andy Japandy content on this channel, and then for the Andy Japandy channel itself, it's going to link to playlists of my Andy Japandy content. So it's still going to be and Japan themed and I guess regularly updated as far as the playlists and stuff go, but no content is going to be uploaded to that channel moving forward, the time it's recording. So that's what's going to be going on with that. And then as for Edit with Andy, well, you guys know how that goes. It'll be updated when it's updated, right? Goodness. So as far as work life goes, I gotta say, it's been pretty darn good. This is the first time in a long time I've been feeling really satisfied with what I'm doing. So for those of you who don't know, earlier this month, I got a new job working for a media production company with my friend Zach, also known as Phoenix 787. Been working with him and his partners on various projects around Tokyo and whatnot, and it's been really good. It's been a really good learning experience and getting to kind of teach the team just what I know from my own experiences with social media and whatnot, and it's just been really, really rewarding. It's just been a complete night and day difference between that and, well, my previous job. So I'm really glad that I trusted the process and made the leap and eventually found work. So really, really happy with the way things are turning out as far as that goes. And then upcoming projects, things like that. Can't really talk too much about that, but I can talk about what's already been publicly revealed. So I'll be sure to share a lot of my stuff in the community tab as well as other social media so you can see what I've been up to as of late. So there's that. And as far as one project that I can talk about is the upcoming YouTube Hanami 2023 Wii. So that's going to be this coming Saturday, time's recording, April 1st, 2023 Wii. And I know it's a little late notice, short notice, but it is what it is, Shogunai and such. But it's going to be out at Yogi Park in Tokyo, and we're going to be pretty much doing it all day from like 11 to 6, I think. Be sure to link Zach's video down below for more details. And, you know, I know a lot of people have been asking to like meet up with me if they're out and about in Japan. I don't really feel confident about doing my own dedicated meetups just yet, but I do really often go out to these creator events. So if you see me, feel free to say hi. So I'm definitely going to be at the YouTube Hanami, going to help run things and stuff like that. So if you see me, feel free to say hi, and I won't bite back hard. But yeah, man, just a lot of good stuff coming out. You know, I feel like, you know, for the first time in several months, you know, I've just been feeling really confident about my job and just my purpose and just what I'm doing here in Japan. You know, it feels like basically I'm finally starting to get to do the stuff that I wanted to do when I originally came back to Japan over 3 years ago, I should say. You know, the environment and other things falling into place, it just feels good, man. I don't really have much else to say as far as that goes. It's just, you know, it's the first time I've been feeling really positive about things, and I just want to keep the momentum moving forward. Just the way things are going, they're just all going to fall into place. So feel really confident about the future moving forward. And with that said, this is Andy. Signing for now. And as always, forever, we'll see you next time. Catch you later, guys. Bye. Hey guys, Andy here, and we need to talk. So I've been really busy working lately, just a lot of late nights sitting in front of a computer screen, working on new videos, new projects, a lot of different things that I can't really talk about right now. And I've also been behind the camera as well, looking at an even smaller screen, doing work. And it's been really exciting and really creatively fulfilling doing those things. But doing so has come at a bit of a price. And so I've had some time to really think about things, and I've come to a very major decision. So I just want to say thank you, because you've been there with me through a lot of hard times. You know, you've been there with me when I joined the Navy, when I went out to San Diego to go to A school, to go to C school, then go to my very first ship, USS Kurtz, FFG 38 Special. You were there with me during deployment as well, traveling outside of America for the very first time in my life, getting to see and experience cultures vastly different from nowhere, Ohio. You were there with me even when I went back to school to learn a new sonar system before I got sent to my next ship, which would turn out to be my last ship, USS Lassen, DG-82. You were there with me when I was stationed in Yokosuka, Japan for the first time, being in Japan, the country that I've wanted to be in since I was a little kid, and getting to experience all that Japan has to offer, even with my limited liberty time. You were there with me when I got out of the Navy too, and went back to school for the first time in a decade, trying to figure things out, trying to figure out the next step. You were there with me the whole way, and you were there with me when I was really struggling, trying to find myself and trying to figure out what the next step in my life was going to be. And you were there with me through going back to my parents and living with them to try to make this video production company thing work. And you were there with me when I really discovered my love for making videos, not just for myself, but for others as well. You were there with me through late nights, early mornings, double shifts. You were there with me through it all. You were even there with me when I moved in with my brother to save up money and to rehab my GPA so I could get into a college out here in Japan. You were there with me when I got that acceptance letter saying, with all the hard work you've been doing, you have been accepted to Lakeland University of Japan. And you were there with me on the plane ride back, the first plane ride that I had been on in over 4 years. You were there with me. You were there with me in my very first guest house when I was literally living in a wooden box in Tokyo, going to school for the first time in Japan, just trying to figure stuff out. You were there with me when everything went to hell in a handbasket with the thing that must not be named even today. And you were there with me when I was going through some very tough, isolating times. You were there with me when I became the first in my family to get post-secondary education and to get my associate's degree on my 35th birthday. You were there with me. You were also there with me when I got that fateful email that I would be one of the first to be accepted into the new bachelor's program that Lakeland had to offer after being rejected from another university. You were there with me when I became the first student, number one, with a bullet, to receive a bachelor's degree from the Japan campus of Lakeland University. You were there with me through applying for a lot of jobs. You were there with me during interviews. You were there with me when I got that other job out of college that didn't turn out so well. I had a couple good times, but a lot of hard times as well. You were there with me when I got accepted for a new position out here in Japan. And you're even still with me right now, watching this video. And so, it's with a heavy heart that I have to say goodbye. And it means a lot that you were with me this whole time. So yeah, guys, I finally decided to get new glasses for the first time since 2015, right before I got out of the Navy. And I had an exact pair of those same glasses when I was in the Navy, but they broke during deployment, so I decided to get a new pair. And I just stuck with them pretty much the entire time, and I decided with a lot of new things coming that I'd finally put my money where my mouth was and invest in some new eyewear. So yeah, I got these glasses online. They had like this customization feature so you could kind of see how they fit, even though I paid a little extra for the blue light blocking so I can spend late nights in front of a monitor without my eyes straining. And they also have extra hard protection so the lenses won't get scratched up as much, so my eyes won't be as strained. And it's a cool new design. You know, normally I don't really like plastic frames because I find they're a little too heavy on my face, but these are like a very light plastic. It actually kind of reminds me of the plastic used in cameras, actually. So it's kind of fitting that I would have some lenses to look through lenses. And they also have transition lenses too, which you can't see because I'm inside. Really happy with how things turned out. So with that said, this is Andy. Signing for now. As always, forever. We'll see you next time. Catch you later, guys. Bye. All right, and we're recording. Hey gang, Andy here. Welcome back to another update vliggity vlog. So, have a lot of news to share with you guys. I know it's been a while since I've done one of these update vlogs. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So, obviously, the big news that I have to share is that ya boy got his visa extended. So, I'm good to stay in Japan all the way through the end of August 2023. So I'll be here all summer, baby. So that feels really good. And it's been a lot of work trying to get that extension done, believe you me. I thought it was going to be something really simple and straightforward, but it was anything but, to say the least. It feels good to finally have all that behind me and be good until the end of August. But with that said, that's only 4 months away, basically. So I'll still be continuing to job hunt in the meantime, but I think I'll be changing my strategy around this time around. So as you guys know, I've been hunting for lots of different types of jobs, namely as an English teacher. That's kind of the main gig for a lot of us foreigners coming to Japan, and especially fresh graduates as well. But I've applied to a lot of the schools out here, had a fair amount of interviews, but wasn't able to seal the deal, unfortunately. So I'll be looking elsewhere for employment. And I think with doing more freelance work out here in Japan, it's really opened my eyes to a lot that has changed over the years in Japan as far as employment opportunities and just opportunities for growth as well. So basically what I'm saying, it's not 2004 anymore. So we're not just only cut out for English teaching and being house husbands and that's it. You know, there's a lot of alternative career paths out here for us, namely IT being probably the number 2 employer aside from English teaching, as well as, especially recently, or the past few years, digital marketing, social media strategy, things like that. Those have really cropped up in terms of demand over the past few years. Certainly since I've been back, I've noticed it, and I've gotten a lot of different opportunities because of that. But I was in school for most of it, so I couldn't really get any sort of full-time visa at the time. But there are a lot of corporate opportunities as well for being part of like the in-house marketing team and doing a lot of these freelancing gigs and just interacting with a lot of different people, going to various network events as well. That's been another major get for me, getting to go out and meet new people, meet new creatives and things like that. It's really been good for my mental health as well, because as you guys know, during old Colonial Macaroni era, the old head brain wasn't quite what it used to be. And it really fucked with me a lot mentally. And I'm glad to say that over the past month or so, since getting back into the freelancing game and going to a lot of these networking events, it's really improved my overall outlook on life, and just I feel way more positive about things moving forward. So that's basically what I'll be doing. I'll be basically staying in my lane as far as what jobs I'll be applying for. And, you know, I feel like the more I go to these types of networking events and just getting out and doing more of what I love, then more opportunities will come, because they always do. It's kind of funny how that works. I sound like an infomercial or something. I swear to God, it's not what I'm trying to come off as. I'm just trying to tell it like it is. And, you know, the reality is, after applying to so many different English teaching jobs, ranging from Eikaiwa, dispatch, direct hire, you name it, I applied for it, got rejected from it, or ghosted. Most of the time was ghosted, actually. I had to kind of sit back and think about my options and practice a lot of self-awareness as far as why I got rejected from all these jobs. And even if I did get accepted by a job, would I even be happy with it? I mean, yeah, I'd be able to stay in Japan and continue to make videos and, you know, move to a different location that's a bit bigger than where I'm at right now. But would I be happy teaching English as my main occupation? Probably not, you know? Like, being a foreigner living abroad in Japan, I've come across a lot of people who are English teachers, both past and present. And I know a fair bit of them who really take what they do seriously and are very committed to doing what they do. And I'm super stoked for them. But for me, at the end of the day, it's just a visa and a paycheck, really. It's not really something that I'm all that keen on doing. So even if I would have gotten accepted, it wouldn't have been that big of a victory moment for me, other than getting a visa and a paycheck. So I had to sit down and think about how I want to do things moving forward. And like I said, with doing these freelance gigs and getting to meet all kinds of new people, doing that and doing networking stuff, it's really opened my eyes to a lot of different opportunities, not just in Japan, but elsewhere in the world. So I was just thinking that I should just, you know, focus on doing what I do best and try to get some sort of visa-sponsored opportunity through that, which admittedly is a pretty hard road to navigate, but it's not impossible. A lot of people have navigated those roads and have come out of the other side just fine. And I know a fair bit of them who have. Going to a lot of these events and just meeting them and hearing their stories, it's just like, you know, I've been through worse, been through a lot better too. But I think if I just keep going the way I'm going, I'll figure things out. I just feel really positive about things as far as that goes. But if that means having to leave Japan to look for other opportunities elsewhere, then I think I'm at a point in my life where I'd be okay with it. Would I prefer to stay in Japan versus go back to America or go elsewhere? Of course. I love staying here in Japan. I love this place. But at the same time, you got to go where there are opportunities. And if there's no opportunities for me to continue my stay here, then I have to look elsewhere. And that's just the reality of the situation. And I think in doing all that I've done in the over 3 years since I've been back in Japan, I can definitely hold my head up high and leave this country with no regrets, should it come to that. But for now, I'll be continuing to look for opportunities to continue my stay here. And if it doesn't come to pass, it's not meant to be. And on the plus side, I still have my degree, so if an opportunity to come back to Japan were to present itself, I'd be more than able to get a work visa. So it's not the end. I will be looking for various opportunities out here in Japan to stay, but if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. And I'm continuing to repeat myself. God damn it. I apologize. So that's all I got to say for now, guys. Just be on the lookout for more of that quality content as always. And follow me on the other social medias to keep on the up and up with what I'm up to. And with that said, this is Andy, signing for now. As always, forever. We'll see you next time. Catch you later, guys. Bye. Hey guys, Andy here, and I just wanted to come on here and say thanks. Thank you for all of your messages, comments, and everything, both here on YouTube as well as my other social medias. All that is greatly appreciated. It's really gotten me through a lot of dark times. And also, thank you for 3,000 subscribers. We had just recently passed that milestone. Quite literally, couldn't have done it without you. So, thanks again. And in addition to that, I also wanted to talk about why I haven't made videos in a while. The main reason, if you guys have been following my channel, is that I've been doing a lot of job hunting. These past couple weeks have been getting pretty intense with the interviews. I'm getting a whole lot of them back to back, some days multiple interviews. So I've taken some time away from making my own videos to focus on that. In addition, I've also been picked up for a few video editing and video shooting gigs around Japan, putting that out on the portfolio. In fact, I recently released a new updated video editing and shooting demo reel. So be sure to check that out on my other channel, Edit with Andy. In addition to that, I've also been doing my best to get out of the house in between interviews and projects and things like that to just socialize and take care of my own mental health as best I can. As you guys know, in Japan, mental health services aren't really much of a thing out here. So best I can do, at least the healthiest way I can do, is to hang out with friends. I'm so glad for my core friend group. I'm very appreciative of them for keeping me sane during these very insane times. I'm sure you guys are probably wondering, what's going on with my visa situation, job situation, all that stuff, because right now we're getting pretty close to the end. But right now, I just don't have an answer. So the reason behind that is actually pretty positive. So I go in for my second interview out in Shonan, actually. So this is quite a rarity. I've been wanting to move down to Shonan for a number of years now, but it's been kind of hard to find work in that area. And even commuting up to Tokyo is a bit of a trek from Shonan. So it just kind of made it a bit of a difficult proposition. But I've still been holding out hope and looking for jobs in that area. And I managed to find one. And I did the interview. It was one of those multiple interview days. So I felt like my energy wasn't totally where it should be. I felt a little flat in the interview. But the person interviewing me really liked me and what I had to say. So she decided to bring me on for a second interview tomorrow. That's basically when I'll find out my answer on whether or not I'm hired. So I have to do an additional interview with the higher ups. And if I am hired, then that's going to lead to a lot of positive changes for me personally, professionally, and it was seeing a lot of different locations other than scenic Andy's tatami room here in Kawasaki. But on the off chance that I don't get accepted, then I do have a plan B. I don't want to talk about it just yet, but I do have a plan B just in case things don't work out and I have to leave Japan. But right now, I'm doing my best to keep a positive mental attitude about things and just thinking that they will work out. I mean, if they brought me in for a second interview, I'm already in a pretty good spot, relatively. At this point, it's been, again, a very long journey for me here in Japan. Even just getting back to Japan, as you guys know, has been a hell of a journey. And to come to Japan with no post-secondary education, I just had my GI Bill, a little over $1,000, and some clothes and stuff, and my camera, and like my headphones, and that was about it, really. Computer. Gone from that to having 2 degrees, my associates and my bachelor's, being the first in my family to graduate with post-secondary education. Like I said, I'm maintaining a very positive mental attitude about things and hoping I'll be able to continue my stay out in Japan. But if it doesn't work out, if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. And I'll still have my bachelor's degree, so should I not be able to find jobs this time around, the door's always open for me to find work in Japan at some other time. Anyway, with that said, guys, just want to once again say thanks for everything, all the messages, support, all that stuff. It does not go unnoticed, trust me. And with that said, this is Andy, signing for now. As always, forever, we'll see you next time. Catch you later, guys. Bye. Hope to come back on again soon with a new update video. All right. Bye, guys. Hey, guys. Andy here. And we need to talk. So, as you know from my previous vlog, I was saying that my time on my visa was running out, and that I was talking with a few potential job candidates for visa sponsorship and stuff like that. And, you know, we're really cutting it down to the wire here. And a lot of candidates didn't want to hire me for that reason. They are typically looking for people who already have a visa. And so for them to take a chance on me, especially with such a small amount of time left on my current visa, is a bit more than a lot of companies can take. So that said, I would like to announce that your boy finally got himself a job. Gotcha. So I just got the news today that I've been accepted for a position down in Shonan, which is the southern coast of Kanagawa, which is the prefecture just south of Tokyo. It's the area I've been wanting to move to for some time now, but the timing wasn't right due to work. Trying to find work in that area is notoriously difficult, and finding work that you can commute from in either Yokohama or Tokyo, also kind of hard to come by. Not impossible, as you know, but very hard to come by. But I knew I wanted to move down to that area, and I knew it wouldn't be happy if I continued working in or around the city. I held out hope, and I finally found one. And it was definitely a bit of a long shot, and there's a lot of tense, touch and go type moments. But I'm beyond thankful and grateful that they are taking a chance on me and allowing me to work for them. Now, for privacy reasons, I'm not going to go into what the company is or where their exact location is, but I will say it is a full-time position. It is in the Shonan area, and most importantly, it's visa sponsored. So we're going to be doing a lot of paperwork next week, a lot of contract signing, going back and forth to immigration, get visa situation handled, and then I will start my new job on September. It's been well over a year since I started job hunting. Actually, it's been almost 2 years if you figure in my last year at Lakeland, where I really started turning and burning with applying for jobs, to finally be able to say that I've been accepted into a position, and a position in Shonan at that. It's just a complete grand slam dunk, I guess I should say. It's a bit more appropriate considering the area. I'm at a complete loss for words. I do plan on talking about this a bit more in depth in a future Andy Talks Japandi episode, because I think it's very important to hear about the path forward for people who are looking to study abroad and then continue their stay in Japan, working abroad. So just to know the job hunting process and all the struggles and strife and late nights staying up wondering what the hell's gonna happen to me, all that stuff. Not to mention a whole bunch of content coming out As I announced in the previous vlog, I have some travel videos from different parts of Japan that I've been going to for video shooting gigs and whatnot. As far as this new job goes, the plan is once I save up enough money, I'll be moving down to Shonan. So right now I'm looking at properties in Ofuna, Kamakura, also dabbling a little in like Chigasaki. It's becoming very real, but it's gonna take some time for me to save up. So in the meantime, I'll be right where I'm at here in Kawasaki, and hopefully I'll be able to move maybe to Chigasaki or Ofuna or Kamakura or maybe somewhere else in Shonan. Those are just the areas I'm looking in right now at the time of this recording. It still hasn't hit me yet that this is finally the end for my almost 2-year journey of trying to find full-time visa-sponsored employment here in Japan. As you guys know, as far as my freelance work goes, it's been very easy for me to find work out here in Japan. That part hasn't been hard at all. But it's finding visa-sponsored work that has been the difficult part. And I've been talking with my friends, who I gotta give a major shout out to for helping me through some really rough times, and for being an ear to listen to my problems and vents and gripes and all that kinds of stuff. I can't thank them enough, and for helping me stay sane in very insane times. I do want to continue to make videos, but obviously with full-time work, the frequency of those videos, I'm not really entirely sure what's going to happen. Like I said, I do have a backlog of some things that I'm going to be working on. Depending on how much material there is, I'm aiming for 1 new video a week, ideally, but we'll see how things go once I get all settled in to the new job and can kind of build up a routine. And there's also a bunch of other stuff I want to do as well, in addition to making videos. And with that said, guys, this is Andy, signing off for now. Now, with full-time visa-sponsored employment. So, thank you guys for tuning in, and as always, we'll see you next time. Catch you later, guys. Bye. All right, I'm recording. Hey gang, Andy here, and welcome to a new Blickety vlog. So, been a little bit since we last talked, and got a lot of stuff to go over. So, with that said, let's get into it. And the first thing that I want to talk about is what you're not seeing, and that is the camera that's filming me right now, the lovely and trusty Sony A7C. It's been my workhorse, my go-to camera for a couple of years now, and I absolutely love it. It's my first Sony camera back into the Sony family after dabbling in other cameras over the years, namely cell phone, webcam, the Panasonic G85, and probably a couple others I'm forgetting about, but those are the main ones. But this is also my first full frame camera as well, so got to get more into photography as well and just really enjoy that certain uniqueness that full frame sensor can provide versus crop sensors. And I can't go back, trying to look at an APS-C camera or Micro Four Thirds camera. It's just like, it's not the same. Full frame is definitely where it's at for me. So with that being said, I'm going to announce that I will be selling this camera. And the reason being is actually pretty positive. It's because I'm going to be buying the new Sony A7C II, and your boy needs a little bit of extra money. So since I'll have the sequel, I won't really need the OG anymore. So just makes sense to do a little bit of cleaning house, as it were. I've done it plenty of times over the years as I get new equipment and things and sell it off and get more equipment, and it's just been a process for me, and it's just that time for the Sony A7C. And I just want to say thanks to the camera I'm recording on right now for all the content you've helped provide, not only for this channel, but for other businesses and stuff as well, as I've used this exclusively for my freelance videography and photo shoots and just a bunch of stuff, man. you know, it's served me very well over the years, and that's no hyperbole. It's gotten me a lot of different opportunities. I've met so many wonderful people thanks to this camera and my skills, as it were, that literally do pay the bills. That's how I got it. And just want to say my thanks and appreciation for the Sony a7C OG. Now that that's done, let's geek out about the sequel, Sony a7C II. So why are you getting the second one versus the Sony a7CR that's also going to be coming out around the same time? And the reason being, the number one reason obviously, is money. You know, it's I think it's about what, an extra 800 some USD, whatever that converts into for yen, which again, a little more yikes with the yen. Yeah, I find that the difference price-wise versus quality-wise doesn't really mesh well with me. And the better sensor obviously goes to the Sony a7CR in terms of pixel density and things like that. But since I do photography basically as a hobby or just kind of a side thing, I don't really need that big of a sensor or that pixel dense of a sensor. So for me, being more on the video side, it's not going to be that much of a bump in quality for me and what I do. So that's why I'm going with Sony a7C II, because there's a huge bump in quality compared to the OG, namely much better autofocus, a better hand grip, which also includes a knob on the front as well, which is awesome, and just a bunch of other, you know, creature comforts. The new menu system, it also has a dedicated switch for the photo, video, and slow and quick modes as well, so I don't have to keep changing the shutter speed every time I want to switch from taking pictures to taking video. I just boop, there you go. That was one of my major complaints with this camera, was I had to like constantly change the shutter speed every time I wanted to switch from videos to photos, and it just got really frustrating after a while. And another thing that they addressed, and probably the main upgrade to the second model, is that it has a little AI chip in it that helps improve autofocus and does autofocus for a lot of like different objects rather than just people. So instead of just following my eye around like this camera's doing, it can also track animals, birds, trains, cars, all kinds of stuff, and keep it in focus not only for pictures but for video as well, which is very important for what I do, you know? So really looking forward to it. It also has an improved sensor as well. So instead of going for 24 megapixels, 24.2 I think technically with this sensor, this one boasts a 33 megapixel density. So just a slight bump in the pixels. So for me in my photography, 24 pixels was perfectly serviceable, and with 33 it's gonna be even better. So I'm really looking forward to the new camera. But with that being said, since this is pretty much my only camera, really, the videos I'm going to be making until I get the new camera are going to be basically either stuff I already shot on this camera, or they're going to be videos from my cell phone. So if you're wondering what's up with the drop of quality, that's why. So just hang tight with me while I get things all saved up for the new camera. And also the camera hasn't been released yet, so like I said, it's probably not going to be released until like October-ish, maybe November, depending on demand and all that, leading into Christmas season. It's anybody's ball game, really, but it is what it is. And I just want to make you guys aware of that, and also show my great appreciation for what this camera has given me over the years. So thank you so much, as I'm showing my respect to basically an inanimate object, but it is what it is. But that's enough about gushing over a camera. Let's move on to personal life stuff. So as you guys know, took a bit of a break from uploading stuff on the channel for two reasons. One was pretty positive, and that was because I started a new job. So I started at the beginning of September, and so far things have been pretty good. Really getting used to kind of the way things are done, and just kind of learning more about my role in the company, and pretty good, you know, no complaints. And I'm just looking forward to continuing on my full-time job. And the second reason I stopped uploading videos was not quite as positive, a bit more on the negative side, and that was due to some troll activity. So I noticed a little bit of troll activity once I announced that I got myself a new job and I'm going to be continuing my stay here in Japan. But I do want to say that the majority of the comments and everything like that, and messages and stuff, was very positive. So I want to give a big shout out to everybody for sending me a lot of positive messages after that video came out. But as far as the negative comments go, those hit a little hard, especially during a very high point in my life where, you know, after putting in all the hard work and applying for jobs, going to interviews, getting rejected, all this, that, and the other, watching my time on my visa just slowly whittle down to single digits, and just wondering, like, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna have to book a flight to get the fuck out of here? Like, what's going on? You know? And to finally have someone take a chance on me is amazing. And for that company to be out in the Shonan area, the area that I really love and care about and have wanted to move to for some time now, it's just amazing. And also, just a little side note, if you're wondering about, well, aren't you going to use the money for the Sony A7C to move? I'm going to wait to move till the end of the year / beginning of next year, just because there's a lot of stuff involved with it, not just money. I also have to find a good apartment that's willing to take me in. It's in a good location. I have to do apartment tours and stuff like that. So it's a process, guys. So that's why I said, you know, most likely it's going to be end of this year, early next year when I'll actually be able to move, because it's a lot of moving parts. So if you guys are wondering about that, don't worry, you know. So once I get in the groove of things financially, it'll be okay. But anyway, continuing on with the trolls and stuff. So I've been on the internet for what, going on 20 years? It'll be 20 years next year, 2024. Whoa. I haven't decided what I'm gonna do the end of the year thing, because I always rhyme it, right? Like, you know, 2022 was 2022, woo. 2023, we. 2024, I haven't quite figured that one out yet. Maybe you guys can help me in the comments. But in any event, I've been on the internet for a long time. Trolls are nothing new. It is what it is. It's the nature of the business. But with the new job and everything, and with some kind of shitty comments directed my way, I just kind of figured it was just a good idea to take a break from doing YouTube stuff for a while, just to get settled into the new role. And also at that point, I was really burnt out from job hunting and just all the stress and anxiety of, like, what the fuck am I gonna do? Just really burnt me to a crisp. So even if the troll comments didn't happen, I was gonna take a break anyway, you know, just to get settled into the new role and, you know, stop burning the candle at both ends, basically. So I just want to say thanks to everybody who sent me very positive messages about getting a new job and all that, and really looking forward to continuing to make good quality content on here, on YouTube, all that stuff, and just be on the lookout for more stuff. So with that said, this is Andy, sign up for now. As always, forever, we'll see you next time. Catch you later, guys. Bye. Hey guys, Andy here, and welcome to a new raw vliggity vlog. I don't know what to do with my hands. So anyway, shooting this one raw, and we have a fair bit to cover in this one. So let's get to it. So the reason I'm shooting this raw on my phone is because, if you didn't watch the last video, I sold all my camera gear. And the reason behind that was to pay for the new Sony A7C II. But the problem when I sold everything was that, well, quite frankly, I didn't get as much as I had anticipated. And also with mounting expenses in the IRL and not getting paid until next month, kind of had to dip into those savings a bit, and now I have to continue to sell more things just to keep myself afloat until payday next month. So it is what it is, Shogunai and such. But once I start getting paid on the regular, then it'll be smooth sailing. And speaking of which, I another announcement. I don't know if I officially announced this yet, but I officially got my work visa this week. So I went and picked it up, got it. It's your standard basic work visa, you know, international humanities, whatever the fuck. It's the same basic work visa that every foreigner gets, pretty much. Allows me to do what I need to do and stay in the country. So I'm good for just 1 year, which I expected. I didn't really expect to get the 5-year or even the 3-year visa right off the bat. I mean, that'd be amazing, but you know, I came in expectations all the way low. And you know, I've worked with a 1-year visa before, as you guys know, so it's no big deal for me. I'm just more than happy to be able to continue to stay in the country and continue doing what I do. So that being said, let's get into some more news, some really good news. So the really good news I want to share with you guys is that I finally found a new place out in Shonan. So I know I told you that I would be moving probably like the end of the year, very early next year, and that was the initial plan. But I just so happened to find a new place out in Chigasaki in the Shonan area. And it's just going to be a temporary place until I save up to get, you know, a fully fledged apartment. So it's just going to be kind of like it is here, just a simple share house situation. But the share house, the room that I'm going to be in, is a lot bigger. So for reference, this is about roughly 10 square meters, just this room alone. So decent sized room, nothing too big, nothing too small, just kind of your standard fare basically. But this room is going to be almost double that. I think it's technically like 18 square meters, but close enough. You know, it's just fucking ginormous. It's wood floors, and it even has like an old gas fireplace that's not in use, but it's just like there on the wall. So I'm like, what the fuck? You know? So it's pretty wild. And it's just a nice, chill place. It's going to be a couple other people living in the share house. It's a lot smaller than the one I'm at now. So that's going to be good. And it's close by to work. So, you know, close to the beach as well. And what else can I say? You know, it's good having a place. And I'm very excited to be moving in. We'll be moving at the very beginning of November. So I'm going to take that 3-day weekend to get a moving truck, move all my shit, and just head over there. Now, granted, I don't have a lot of shit, but I do have some shit. So definitely going to need a couple movers, a little small truck, and be good to go with that. So once I get paid, then we'll put the down payment on all that and get rocking and rolling. So really excited for that. I also have some other editing projects I've been working on over the past couple weekends as well. That's going to be paid out around that time as well. So right now it's pretty rough because I'm basically living off of savings and what I've sold and everything like that. So it's going to be rough, but once the wheels start getting into motion again, then we'll be fine, and I'll have to save up and buy back a lot of that stuff. So in the long term, I'll be spending more money, but short term, it's just one of those situations where it is what it is, right? So really excited for a lot of new stuff, new beginnings, and other things as well. So I also had an exhibition, a showing for one of my photos for this group that I've been a part of since March of this year. It's a group called Artedly, and it's run by this guy named Ian. He's friends with Chris Broad and a bunch of other people as well. And he's been running this little art collective for some time, and post Colonial Macaroni. I don't know if I can say it anymore, but just, you know, better safe than sorry, right? So we're live, pal. But basically, I've been visiting his monthly get-togethers, and I've been wanting to show off my pictures for some time, but there was a bunch of other artists that were ahead in line from me. So I just waited my time, and this past month's gathering, finally got to show one of my own pictures. And I'm very, very excited about that. I got a lot of very positive feedback from that. I didn't really know what to expect from that. I just kind of wanted to have it to show people, hey, this is what I do, And everybody was just so positive and so receptive to it that I want to continue doing more. And I've even talked with Dion about showing more of my works in cafes as well, because that's kind of the main part of Artily, is to give artists a chance to show the work in different cafes and places around Japan. So I just did the initial one just to kind of gauge interest, because I don't know if anybody would be interested in my little ocean pictures. There's one of them in the background. It wasn't that one, it was a different one. But I just didn't know if anybody would be interested, because there was a lot of very talented artists there with a lot more detailed and intricate works and stuff like that. And I'm just here showing off my little beach pictures, and I'm just like, I hope somebody likes it. Turns out a lot of people liked it, and it gave me a lot of encouragement, motivation to continue to move forward with doing these sorts of little projects. And a big shout out to the Artily group. They've really helped me out, not just with that, but also with dealing with a lot of like social anxiety and stuff like that. Because post Colonial Macaroni, not that I was a social butterfly before, but I sure as hell wasn't one coming out of it. And I lost a lot of just kind of social know-how and just getting to network and reconnect with people and things like that. I was very, anxious around people, more so than usual. And so I started going to more networking events to not only show my work and connect with people and stuff like that, but to also just work on my own social anxiety and just to kind of reacclimate myself post Colonial Macaroni. And it's been really, really effective for stuff like that. I've gotten to meet so many interesting people, both people you know and a lot of people you don't. And it's just been great, man. I have nothing negative to say about it at all, other than I should have started sooner, but it is what it is, right? So, yeah, I think that's about it for what's going on here. I'm sorry I haven't really been updating a whole lot lately, obviously with the full-time position and other commitments and things. Videos are going to be a little sparse for the foreseeable future. But I'm hoping, especially once I move and get more into a rhythm and a groove with the new job, then we'll be able to put up a regular schedule of things. But for now, we're just keeping it pretty low key. I'll keep you guys updated on either the communities tab for kind of minor updates, or in like other social meds, wherever you get your feeds. Yeah, that rhymed. I'll be posting some stuff there too as well. So anyway, with that said, guys, this is Andy. Sign off for now. As always, forever. We'll see you. Where's the camera? Oh, there. There we go. Next time. Oops. Next time. Catch you guys later. Bye. Fuck, this is raw. Ah! I can't retake it. Okay. And we're just going to smile and wave for the next 15 seconds so we can get the end card action going. And yeah, it's been a while since I've done these raw vlogs. So I kind of lost track. I don't know if this is it, or we'll give it another 5 seconds. Okay. All right. Bye, guys. All right, and we're recording. Hey, gang. Andy here. And welcome to a brand new vlog. I don't know what to do with my hands, but yeah, I just wanted to update you guys on stuff and things with this kind of scuffed background that I don't typically use unless you catch me live streaming, just because of clothes and other crap in the background. But I just wanted to do something kind of fun and different for this one, just to, talk with you guys, whatever. Do I need a reason? But in any event, I just wanted to make this video to update you guys on what I've been up to, because I know I haven't been making a whole lot of videos or updates about the IRL, and I know some of you have been asking about that, so let's get into it. So basically, just been really busy working the full-time job, so it's been kind of hard to sit down and make videos because of the commute back and forth to work. But that's going to be a thing of the past very soon, because proud to announce that as of yesterday, time's recording, I finally finalized all the paperwork and everything for my move down to Shonan. So I'll be moving down to Shonan the first weekend of November, and I've already got movers and everything all lined up for that. So I'm basically just gonna be taking this week and next to slowly pack up everything. I don't have a whole lot of stuff, but I do have some stuff. So I'll be slowly packing up everything, and by the time the weekend rolls around, it's just gonna be smooth jazz. Just everybody grabbing boxes and other stuff and things, and load up the van and on down to Shonan. So really looking forward to it. I've been wanting to live in Shonan for quite some time now, as you guys know if you've been following my videos for a while. And it just so happened that I found the right opportunity for work, found a good place a lot earlier than I expected. I wasn't really expecting to move down there until maybe sometime next year, but I managed to find a good place, and yeah, really excited about it, man. In fact, I even recorded just a quick little clip of the room, so why don't we cut to that. And welcome to my incredibly short moving vlog video, I guess I should say. It's not really big enough for a vlog yet. But yeah, so today I got my new place out here in Chigasaki. Just got the keys like a couple minutes ago. So I just want to show you around before I start moving in. So we'll be moving in about 2 weeks, time of recording. So the room's pretty empty right now, but let's have a look anyway. So see you in the next bit. So yeah, like I said, don't have anything moved in yet, so this is just bare bones room. There's the door, a little remote control right there for the lights and stuff. There's a little Wi-Fi, a little Ethernet port, that's cool. We've got some cabinets for storage down there. We have a little fireplace, a little gas fireplace. It's not in use right now, it's just there for aesthetics and maybe some storage space later. Some more storage. More storage, a little trash bitty, stuff for my shirts and stuff. There's my bed, there's my desk and chair, and there is my fridge. And also, I don't know if you guys noticed, but it's all wood floors. No tatami. Pretty sweet. So yeah, I'll be moving in here fully come November, but I just picked up the keys today. Feels good, man. Feels really good. So can't wait to show you guys the place once it's fully moved in. Might even do like a full moving vlog of us like moving all the stuff in here and things of that sort, and showing off the old room, just kind of the end of an era, because I've been there for like what, 3+ years, and now I'm moving to a new place from Kawasaki out here to Chigasaki. So yeah, that was the room, and nothing too fancy except for the fireplace and stuff, which is a bit excessive, but you know, it's kind of cool. I kind of like it. And yeah, it's just gonna be a good place to get things started, living down in Shonan. And once I save up, I do plan on getting my own place, but that's gonna take some time, obviously, with deposit and moving and stuff like that. But since it'll be more of a local move, because I do want to stay in the Shonan area, it's not going to cost as much as it would if I were moving from like Tokyo or something like that. So it's gonna be a lot easier. You know, this is just, you know, kind of a temporary sort of move. Met some of the residents of my place, and they're pretty nice, you know. A lot of them are new residents as well. A lot of newbies, if you will, just like myself. So a lot of them come from the city, either for work or something else, and that's just a very exciting place. That's what I love about Shonan. It's a place for just kind of relaxation and just kind of getting more in tune with yourself, and that's why I wanted to move down there. So very excited to also make some content down there as well, because it's not really an area that's very well covered on YouTube. I mean, you get a few clips here and there, but nothing really substantial in my opinion. So I want to do more indie Japani videos out there, just kind of getting more into different places within Shonan that are kind of overlooked. Yeah, I know I haven't been making a whole heck of a lot of videos lately. That's just because the full-time job's been very demanding of me, as well as the commute back and forth all the way up here to Kawasaki. But that's going to be a thing of the past very soon, like I said. So I'll have a bit more time to dedicate to making videos. You know, I'm also looking into getting the Edit with Andy channel back up and running once again.
You know, I have a lot of ideas for video editing tutorials and just kind of showing people other aspects of video creation, freelance experiences, stuff like that. Had to make sure that I had enough time basically to do all these videos and things. And with the way things were right now, it's just a bit impossible because I pretty much only have the weekends to do stuff, and also have other commitments to do on the weekends as well. So it's just been super busy. So sorry I haven't been making a whole lot of stuff lately, but it is what it is. And once I get all moved and settled into Shonan, then definitely gonna be making some more videos from up here shortly. So anyway, guys, with all that said, this is Andy. Signing for now. As always, forever. We'll see you next time. Catch you later, guys. Bye.
All right, and we're recording. Hey gang, Andy here. And today is a very special day. Yes, because today is moving day. It's the end of an era here at old Andy Japandi HQ. Well, now former Andy Japandi HQ, because I'm going to be moving from Kawasaki to Chigasaki. And I just want to kind of show you the status of the move as things progress, and then moving into the new place. Okay, so here's things as they stand right now. I did move a lot of stuff already to the guest house. So this is just kind of what's left over, and it's in a bit of a shambles right now. So here's the desk and everything. There's the bed and some bags, and I got to go through this freaking closet. I've already dealt with the top part already, so that's most of what that is. Stuff from the top, and then I gotta deal with the bottom as well. And everything else down here is pretty self-explanatory. Now granted, I'm not taking everything with me. There are some things that do belong to the guest house, thankfully. I think my back will thank me a little bit for that. But I am taking most things. So yeah, we just got back from moving everything from Kawasaki out here to Chigasaki. So, let you see how the new room looks right now. Alrighty, so yeah, as you can see, it's a bit of a mess. We literally just moved everything out from the car. So, everything's just kind of placed here for now. But we're gonna get everything all clean and sorted, and should be good. So yeah, I think it's gonna do it for this one. Major shout out to my good friend Adam for helping me with the move. Literally couldn't have done it without him. And with that said, this is Andy, signing up for now. As always, forever. We'll see you next time. Catch you later, guys. Bye. Hey guys, Andy here, and we need to talk, but let's go someplace a little more scenic. So hey guys, we out here at Southern Beach out here in Chigasaki, Kanagawa, Japan. And this is the spot that has the best lighting because the sun's going down. So yeah, it's kind of the advantages of being just a 10 to 15 minute walk away from the beach. Yeah, before we begin, let's crack open cold one. Got myself a nice little umeshu plum drink. So cheers y'all. Alrighty, so we have a lot of stuff to talk about, and I figured I'd just come out to the beach. It's a nice, most relaxing place to just kind of, you know, get my thoughts out about things. So a few weeks ago, I found out that my stepdad had suddenly passed away, and when I got the news, I was just ready to go to bed. I was just getting ready to shut down the computer and turn off the lights and get ready to get in bed. And then I got a phone call from my brother telling me about what all happened. And yeah, it really shocked me because it was just completely sudden. There was no underlying health issues that he had. It was just a very quick, sudden death. I don't want to get into the specifics. We just went through a lot of stuff in a very quick amount of time. You know, just trying to get emergency leave and stuff like that squared away. And thankfully, my job was really quick to approve that for me. So thankful for that. and it's thanks to some friends of the family helped me out with being able to secure a plane ticket, because I did not have that money on me at the time, and I just didn't really know what to do, you know. But it was thanks to them that I was able to come home, see family, reconnect, and attend my stepdad's funeral. So if you've been following me for a number of years, you probably know that my stepdad and I didn't have the best relationship over the years, but I gotta say, in the past 3 to 5 years or so, he's really turned around as a person, and we really reconnected, and I'm very thankful for being able to reconnect with him in that way. And he was always proud of me for my accomplishments, and I didn't really realize it until the last few years, because before that he was very, very quiet about those sorts of things. But it wasn't until fairly recently when he started just kind of talking about coming back out to Japan, and getting my degree during old Koronsuke, and getting a job out here and doing video editing work and all this, that, and the other. And he would always send me job applications for video editor positions, but they were all American based. So I appreciated the sentiment, but it just I couldn't really do that while I was out in Japan, because I need a visa to stay out here. And so I was always kind of torn. It's like, do I want to stay here and enjoy my life out in Japan, or do I want to go back to America and give freelance video editing a try as more of a semi full-time to eventually full-time role? And that's what I spent these past 2 some weeks thinking about, as I've got to reconnect with family and everything like that. And when I first came back to America, I figured this is it. I don't need this. My family needs me now more than ever, because I always told myself, and I even said it in a couple of my videos before, that the only things that would bring me back to the States were if I didn't have enough money, if there was a job offer that was just too good to resist, or if something happened with my family. And that's very important to me. So I had to do a lot of thinking of what I would do if I did move back to the States, even just temporarily, because I don't have a license anymore, so I'd have to go and reapply for that, and then I have to get a car, I have to get my own place, and it just would take time, and it's just things to consider. But when after my time back in the States was up, and I came back to Japan, I felt this sort of relief, I guess you could say, and it just seemed like everything just makes more sense out here than it does back in America. And I feel like I've been in Japan for so long that this is my home now, and America is where I'm from, and I am American, and there's nothing I can do that can change that, really. But to me now, Japan is home, and I had to strongly think about if I wanted to go back to America and start over again. And at this point, I don't really know for sure. I figure if I continue, doing more video production work and stuff like that, it will eventually lead me back to America, because that's where all the high-paying jobs are and stuff like that. But who knows? I might be able to find a remote job to where I can, still come out here for a couple months at a time and go back to America and then come back out here. I think maybe that might be, something for me to strongly think about. So I've just been looking around at a lot of different roles in America just to see what's out there. So if I did decide to go back to America, what could I expect? And surprisingly, there are a few remote roles. Sorry for the noise. Bikers rolling around here. Rusty ass brakes. It's Shonan for you. But in any event, it's just something to really think about. You know, that's one of the drawbacks of living abroad, is that while you're out here living your life, your friends and family back home are living theirs. And, you know, to see everybody just kind of move on with their lives, you know, something kind of bittersweet about that. Like, I'm happy for them, of course, that they're moving on to bigger and better things in their lives, but at the same time, it's like, you know, the further away that they progress in their lives, feels like, you know, there's really no room left for me back there. And so just something I've been struggling with for the past couple weeks, just trying to process everything, you know, the grief of losing my stepdad so suddenly, and just come to terms with where I want to live moving forward. And, you know, before everybody jumps in the comments of like, oh, Andy, you should just stay in Japan, teach English, or, you know, marry somebody or whatever. You know, those options are always available to me. And now that I have my degree, those options will always be available to me. So even if I did move back to America, I could always come back to Japan. But, you know, the cost of moving back to America, living in America, is pretty prohibitive. But there are a lot more options out there for me in terms of what I want to do moving forward in video production, video education, things of that nature. And, you know, it's got me thinking about a lot of different projects that I've been putting off for a number of years, just, you know, due to time and complexity and just life happening. You know, I never really got to them. So I guess now we'll move on to the YouTube-y news of this thing, like, what, almost 11 minutes in the raw cut. So I've been working on a couple old videos that have been in the archives for a while. As you guys saw, you know, some old clips from this summer down in Oiso, and a little clip of Nagoya Castle that I recorded just a few months ago during the summertime. But I also have some other stuff from my trip out to Kyoto and Osaka. Now, originally I was going to make them like separate videos based on the places that I went to, but after reviewing the footage, there were some videos that were like proper Andy Japandy sized, and there's a couple that were just like short little bits here and there. So I decided to just kind of compile it, you know, have like one Osaka video and one Kyoto video. So they're going to be a bit longer than my usual, you know, 4 to 5 minute affairs. So I hope you guys are looking forward to that. I know some people have been looking to invest in longer videos, which is fine. You know, I don't always have the time for longer videos, but, you know, I think these videos definitely deserve it. So be on the lookout for those coming fairly soon, as well as some Edit with Andy stuff that I'm going to be working on. I have a big project that I'm going to be undertaking here, so it's not going to be an overnight thing, but definitely keep your ears open for that coming sooner rather than later. And it's something that my stepdad and I have been discussing, you know, just why don't I do this thing? And like I said, I've always just kind of put it off just due to time constraints and everything. But, you know, I think now is the time to be getting going with those projects and just being a bit more serious about my pursuit in video production. You know, because the thing with life is, you know, tomorrow's not guaranteed. You know, my stepdad didn't wake up that morning before going to work thinking that was it for him. It just happens, and that's just how life is, you know? Tomorrow's not guaranteed, like I said. So if you have any dreams, aspirations, goals, it's best to get on them and pursue them. And even if you die before fulfilling them, it's in the pursuit of the goals that you'll find true happiness. And that's kind of my line of thinking right now, is just getting a bit more serious about video production and other things in life. And if that means leaving Japan, even just temporarily, then so be it. We'll just see where things go. But for the record, though, I do want to stay in Japan if I can. It's just, life and Dougie's. But yeah, I think to me, Japan will always be home in a sense. I've lived here so long that it just doesn't seem real to leave here forever and ever. But it's okay to take a break from it every once in a while and just reconnect, go elsewhere, and think about things. So it's not gonna be an overnight thing. Like I said, I'm not gonna be packing my bags and moving back to Ohio tomorrow, but it is something I am seriously considering. I just have to get the machine behind me, and we'll go from there. So we'll see what happens, man. This is just my thoughts for now, but I see I'm gonna be running out of battery here soon, and the light is starting to dip already, but it's got a nice little sunset back there. So I'm out in Chigasaki, so that is Ewoshi. It's a signature rock formation out here. I wish I had my good camera so I could actually show you it a bit closer, but I just have my cell phone, so it is what it is. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on life, stuff, things. So with that said, guys, this is Andy, signing for now. As always, forever. See you next time. Catch you later, guys. Bye. All right, and we're recording. Hey, gang. Andy here. Welcome to a brand new vlog. I know, to my hands. So, yeah, my throat's a little scratchy today, so I got some Ricola to kind of help things out. So, apologies for the scratchiness. And before we begin with the main news, I want to give some minor YouTube updates. So I'm going to be releasing my yearly compilation videos for the vlogs as well as Andy Japandi before the year's end, so be on the lookout for those. And then as for my Osaka and Kyoto videos, I'm going to be working on those during the break. So I would expect those to come out sometime in probably late January, early February, somewhere around there. Maybe earlier, I don't know. That's just kind of the timetable I set for myself as of now. So be on the lookout for all that stuff coming very soon. And with that said, let's begin the main update for this video. And that is my new direction moving forward into 2024. So I've done a lot of thinking over these past few weeks, few months, really. And I've decided that with the full-time job kind of being the main time priority right now, it's kind of put me in a weird spot as far as making travel content. Just whenever I get off work, it's dark and there's not really a whole lot that I can go out and film. And on the weekends, I'm usually pretty tired and the weather's not always the best. So it's just kind of hard to get out and film on a reliable, consistent basis. So rather than have that be my main source of content, I decided to take a step back from all that and to work more on my skill sets, teaching video production, video editing skills, things like that. So I'm working a lot more on my other channel, Ed with Andy, and that's not to mean that this channel is going to be shut down or anything like that. It just means that I'm not going to be focusing on it as much. So there's not going to be as much consistent, not that there ever was, there's not going to be as much consistent content on here because most of my focus is going to be on that channel for video editing tutorials, talking about freelance experiences, tips, other types of stuff. I feel is within my wheelhouse, if you will. And, I've been going to a lot of these networking events and things like that, just kind of sharing my experiences. And it's really been making me feel positive about this change because, I just talk and share my experiences with other people, and, they see my work and they all love it. And I've even shared some of my works at the networking events, and it's all been, positive reviews, everything. So that's very nice. And it's also given me the itch to kind of get out there and do more professional work as well. So maybe, needing some new gear because, as you guys know, I sold all my gear when I first started my full-time job because basically ran out of money. So I'm going to be saving up for some new gear. It's not going to be quite as fancy as my old gear, but we all got to start somewhere. And I think just in the effort of creation, it's going to give me a lot more inspiration for making new things and starting up new projects. And one of the projects that I'm really looking forward to starting next year is my own video editing course. I've had a lot of people talk to me about, what camera gear should I get? How do I get started as an editor? What do I do? What should I buy? And just all this kinds of random questions. And I wanted to put together my own course detailing my own experiences with that rather than just talk about it in just a single YouTube video, because it's a very nuanced and intricate subject that I can't just put into a single video unless it's like 4 hours long or something, and not everybody's gonna sit through a 4 hour long tutorial. Most people can barely sit through a 4-minute tutorial. Just saying. Don't know if I'm gonna put it on Skillshare or Udemy or maybe somehow put it up on YouTube. I don't know quite yet, but it is something that we're going to be putting together moving forward into next year. So be on the lookout for that. I don't have a release date for it or anything. I'm still working on the scripting and getting the basic concepts and everything down. But that's going to be probably the main project that I'm looking forward to working towards in 2024. And because of that, I'm not going to be as dedicated to making Andy Japandy type stuff as I was. Just because I think that I should be focused a bit more on video production type stuff. I feel that it's kind of the thing that I've been avoiding for a while because I wanted to be known more for my travel content, but I feel like people know me more for my video editing content anyway, so why not embrace it instead of run from it? And it is also a lot more profitable too, just saying. But it is there. And again, it's not to say I'll never make Andy Japandy videos ever again or anything like that. It's just that's going to be taking a back seat for the time being while I work on video production stuff. And yeah, who knows what the future might hold. I might even put out a podcast or something. I don't know. That seems to be the it thing to do for creators, make a podcast and stuff. I don't know, but we'll see. And that's just kind of the direction that I'm looking forward to moving into 2024. And so for those who've stuck with me during this tumultuous time in 2023, I just want to say thanks. It really means a lot that you guys have stuck through with me through this time, because it's been a hell of a year to say the least, and I feel pretty positively now moving into next year, focusing more on my creative skills and just marketing myself and getting myself out there and showing myself to the world what I can do from a skill set perspective rather than a personality perspective. And I think it's going to go really well. So if you guys aren't following me on that channel, it's youtube.com/editwithandy. probably put a link down below, pinned in the comments or something like that. I don't know, but it's not a hard man to find. So if you guys are interested in video production, freelance video editing, things of that sort, then be sure to follow me there. And with that said, guys, this is Andy. Sign off for now, for the last time, 2023 week. And as always, we'll see you next time. Catch you later, guys. Bye.
Simpler life and happier times, spirits of past, memories of mine. Shooting stars in the pale moonlight, morning rainbows make it all